Greetings fellow Decepticons, Sandblaster1987 here with another Transformers Legacy Evolution review. This time I'll be looking at IDW 2005 Continuity Universe, Tarn, leader of the DJD. For those who don't know, the DJD, or Decepticon Justice Division, is a group of Decepticon vigilantes who are basically programmed to go around the Empire killing off splinter cells and pretty much anyone apart from Megatron who claims to be the leader of the Empire. People like Overlord, Starscream and other such Decepticons that disobey Megatron's orders. And then Megatron went and made himself inaudible and put himself on the DJD hit list instead of writing it for them. So, as you can see, Tarn is represented pretty faithfully here in his Cybertronian double-barrel tank mode, with a couple of smaller guns up front. I don't currently own the Mastermind Creations Masterpiece Scale version, which is obviously a third-party item, but it is a lot more comic accurate with this sculpt. Mostly due to the fact that they had to retool this one into bludgeon at some point. But regardless, for gimmicks in the tank mode, the rear turret spins 360 degrees, and it has a slight locking point at the 180 degree intervals for stability of the turret in robot mode. Due to being attached via 5mm ports, the individual barrels of the turret have a little bit of wiggle room, and they can also be pulled off and stuck into each other or plugged onto other 5mm ports throughout the design to create a new tank form. So for example, I could plug these together like so, then connect it on here to be a more typical Earth-shaped tank mode with the long thin barrel like so, as part of the quote-unquote Evo Fusion gimmick for the Legacy Evolution line, where pretty much anything goes with the swapping around of weapons and such. And of course the turret barrels are also compatible with the 5mm blast effect parts that come with some of the larger Transformers figures, mostly Siege, Jetfire and Omega Supreme and so forth. And the smaller guns at the front are compatible with the 3mm blast effects that come. For size comparison, here we have Legacy Evolution Tarn next to another Legacy Evolution Voyager class figure, Armada Universe Starscream. As you can see, with Tarn being a tank and Starscream being a jet, obviously proportions are going to be a little bit different, but they're basically the same size class in terms of the amount of bulk in the robot details. So, to transform Tarn into robot mode, first disconnect the turret from these two peg slots in the back here. Then disconnect the rear section like so from this piece here and unfold this, and these will become the legs in a moment. Next, open up these panels underneath the treads, disconnect the robot arms from the sides of the robot thighs and such. Rotate these pieces like so. Then finish extending the legs, clank the knee joints into place which had to be dislocated for the transformation. Then split them apart, but watch out for this tab because it's already got stress marks on my copy and it could easily come off if you're not careful. Then flip down the feet like so. Then come to the backpack and dislocate this purple panel here, which will give you clearance to bring the head out in a moment. Then, careful because this completely transparent plastic painted chest plate piece can easily pop off. So reattach it if it does pop off and then rotate the head forward. Then rotate these tank tread pieces 180 degrees and slot them into place, like so. Being extremely careful with parts clearance because there's a lot of friction stuff moving around on transparent plastic, so Being extremely careful with manipulating this figure. Then, once the chest plate is reattached, click the head into place to lock everything together. Rotate the head 180 degrees to have the Decepticon symbol helmet facing forward. Then bring the back panel round 180 degrees and tab it into place with these transparent tabs going into the slots on the back of the treads. Like so. Then bring the mini backpack guns up like so to become the back spikes of his robot mode. Then to finish off, untab the treads from the robot arms, double them up and close these panels to complete the look of the treads. Bring these panels 180 degrees round on the forearm, same on both sides. Whoops. And for the last step, attach the cannon turret to the upper post on the right forearm panel like so. And here we have IDW Tarn in robot mode, looking as tough and menacing as he did in the comic books, although slightly slimmer than he did in the original comics. So, for articulation, the head is on a ball joint with plenty of wiggle room and left and right movement. The shoulders have a swivel at one point and a hinge at the other for semi-universal movement, though there are some poses they can't pull off due to the way that these joints are angled. Then there's also a transformation joint here that allows you to straighten out the bicep while having the shoulders at, the treads at an angle to make him look more sort of tough-shouldered and such. Then there's a swivel just above the elbow, a really deep, about not quite double elbow joint, but it does seem to go both ways. Then a wrist swivel, and the fingers open as well. Then there's a waist swivel that's partially hindered by the backpack. Universal hips that go that far forward and back, and about that far outwards, due to the way the panels on the outside of the hips are sculpted. There's a thigh swivel just underneath the hip joint. A really deep knee bend, plus if you dislocate the transformation joint, you can almost give him a double knee. Much like the Kingdom Cyclonus mold's transformation hinges. And finally, there's not only the forward and back rocket for transformation, but also an in and out ankle tilt as well. For size comparison, here we have Legacy Evolution Voyager Class Tarn from the IDW comics with Legacy Evolution Armada Starscream, and also, for another comparison, with Atrocitus, the Red Lantern Build-A-Figure from the McFarlane Toys Blackest Night Build-A-Figure Wave, which I've just recently reviewed the completion of. And don't worry, I have got Megatron on the way. I'll be reviewing him on Halloween itself. So, that more or less concludes my review of Legacy Evolution Tarn. I have been Sandblaster1987. Thanks again for watching. And my next review will be Dark of the Moon Darksteel, which is an homage to Beast Wars Quick Strike based on the Dark of the Moon retool of the Revenge of the Fallen Sideswipe mold. Till then, my next video altogether will be my October monthly vlog, which will cover the origins and history of General Grievous from the Star Wars franchise. Till then, till all are one.